Shut up and sit down.
Hi, welcome back to Not a Writing Blog. Today, I just thought I only have a few minutes, so I just thought that I would talk a little bit about a question that I sometimes get, which is, what is the best part about being an author? And for me, the best part about being an author is obviously when people read my books. And there's a certain kind of way that can happen, I guess, that I find, that's the most exciting for me. I just saw a tweet, actually. One of my colleagues tweeted that she didn't want to write books that 1 million people read. She wanted to write books that people read 1 million times. And I can completely relate to that. So just to explain a little bit more about what, the answer to that question, what is the best part about writing for me, and the kind of response that I love to get from readers, I thought I would just read a couple of responses. So I have them here on my trusty iPad. So, just after Zero Repeat Forever came out, I went to the Vancouver Word on the Street Festival, and I was giving away copies of Zero Repeat Forever, and you'd be surprised how hard that was, because people didn't know I was giving them away. So I'm there going, do you want a book? And people are like, no, I don't want to buy a book. So I had to basically shout out, like, free books, free books. So there I am, yelling out to the street, free books. And people were, this is outside the public library in Vancouver, and not everybody who was there was attending this festival. Some people were just getting on with their lives. So there I am shouting at people, free books. So I shout out at this kid on a skateboard, free books. And he turns and he goes, me? And I said, yeah, do you want a free book? So he comes over and I give him a book. And he was so excited about getting a free book that he said, I'm going to sit down and read it straight away. So he put his skateboard down next to the booth where I was at, and he sat down and started reading while I was giving away these free books. And it was kind of awesome. And it took me another hour to give away the rest of the book. So there he is reading the whole time. And he stopped one time, and I thought he was going to get up and leave, but he came back to the booth and he showed me a sentence in the book. And he said, I really like this sentence. And I was like, that's great. Then he went back and kept reading. So when I was done giving away my books, I packed up everything and I was leaving, and he was still there and he was still reading, like really enthusiastically. And I said, I walked past and I said, are you enjoying it? And he was like, yeah, I am. It's good. Like he didn't want to be bothered, right? Because he was so busy reading. So I thought that was pretty great. So 2 days later, I got, because I gave him a bookmark and everything and told him how he could contact me on my blog or whatever. So 2 days later, I got this message on Twitter. Hi, it's the kid you gave a book to at the library, and I started reading it right at the feet of the table, and I wanted to say that the book was really good and left me wishing it continued, as the ending is so mysterious. I read the whole thing during 2 days whenever I had a break. I loved it. Keep writing as long as you live. And thank you so much for getting me into reading a whole 400+ page book. It's been years. I wasn't supposed to be at that place in time, but everything happens for a reason, I guess. So, I mean, that's the exact reaction that I am looking for. That is my reader. I want people who never read to read my books. I want people who haven't read in years to read my books. I don't write them specifically like that, but when that kind of response happens, when that kind of reader responds to my book, that is the best thing about being a writer. And I wanted to just read another one. This one's about my previous book to Zero Repeat Forever, which is Pandas on the East Side. And this one, that's a middle grade book, so this one comes from a mother. Good afternoon. I don't generally write to authors, but I wanted to let you know how much my daughter absolutely loves your book, Pandas on the East Side. She read it in grade 6 last year for the Willow Book Awards and read it twice. Today she came bursting through the door after school saying excitedly, Mom, guess what? I found my book in the library and I get it for 3 whole weeks. Needless to say, the book is on her Christmas wish list, which we will definitely be getting for her. Thank you for writing a book that has completely captured my daughter's attention and in turn fostering a love of reading. The mother goes on later. I had a little conversation with her, and the mother went on to say that her daughter has mild autism and just struggles, I guess, to connect to books. So to me, that's a reader who is struggling to connect to books, and for whatever reason they connected to my book. I didn't write my book especially for readers who struggle to connect, but something about that book connected with that reader. And that to me is the most exciting part of being an author. So if you're a reader, I strongly encourage you to write fan letters. Contact your favorite authors on Twitter, on their blog, on Facebook, wherever you find them. Make sure that they know what your books meant for them, because this is a really hard job. I'm going to do another video later this week about the worst parts of being an author, and that will give you nightmares. So we need all the support we can get. So definitely, obviously leave reviews, but also contact your favorite authors directly. Lots of them will respond to you. Often if I get a really nice letter from somebody, I will send them a bookmark or a signed book plate, and invite them to be on my street team, to sign up for my newsletter. You know, we're people, and we love to hear that our goals for our books are meeting the goals, that you are getting something out of the book that maybe you haven't gotten out of a book in a long time, or something that you've never gotten out of a book. And you know, if one of our books is your favorite book, or even your favorite book that month, or your favorite book that week, but certainly your favorite book of the year, or just a book that you really love and you love to reread, we love to hear that, because that is what it's all about. So I hope that's maybe inspiring for some of you who are writers, and thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Bye!